Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Today's class is going to be one of the most required classes that usually people ask me. Typically, I will ask people what do you want me to work for my classes. So today's class is going to be in the sciatic nerve. One of the major muscles that's actually the culprit for the sciatic nerve is your piriformis. Piriformis muscle it starts in your sacrum and comes in and attaches to the top or the side of your femur bone. So that's the culprit because it's right next to it. It's actually a little kind of like pyramid-like muscle, and then you got your sciatic nerve right next to it. So whenever it gets swollen or tight, start pushing on the sciatic nerve, and that's what creates a lot of problems. One of the things I'm going to be asking you, we're going to be laying down, so it's going to be hard for you to see me. I want to make sure that I'm going to be asking you to pull the knee across the opposite shoulder, this motion right here. So you see that, and we're going to start. There's a bunch of muscles attached to the hip, so we're going to be warming up all the muscles, the hamstrings, the glutes, the quads, and everything else during this class. So one of the things I recommend is if you have the time, do this poses twice. I'm only going to do it once because we only got 30 minutes. So I just want to make sure you're aware of that. So let's start laying on your back first. And again, we're going to start first warming up the lower back just by doing windshield wipers, moving your knees side to side, and just kind of releasing some of the tension of the lumbar spine. Especially you've been sitting down all day, or you've been, maybe you just woke up this morning. Those are the things that you probably want to do in the morning. Just kind of relax. Start moving your body little by little. So do that about 5 to 10 times, whatever feels good for you. Then we're going to come back and start working on the hip. And just kind of like making circles with your leg, in and out. Do about 5, 6 of those. And then go the opposite way. Just getting the internal rotation of the hip. We did the sternal, now we're doing the internal. And then whenever you're done with that, I want you to put this into a figure 4. Figure 4 here. Start here. Remember how I was asking you to make sure you bring in the knee towards the opposite shoulder. So we start with the right knee. We're going to do this 10 times. Bring it to the left shoulder and back. That's 4, 5, 6. So you bring it in, then you push it back. 8, 9, 10. Once you're there, the 10 one, we're gonna actually hold it and bring it in this time and just hold it there for about 3 breaths. Inhale, preferably 30 seconds, but again, we only got 30 minutes, so do that again. A couple more breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And slowly let's replace the other leg. We do the same thing with the left leg, just making circles with it. Again, internal rotation of the hip. And then we follow that with the external rotation of the hip. For me, actually, when I do a lot of this stuff, I can feel my lower back just kind of popping little by little. It's not a big crack, it's just a little pop. Kind of loosen it up. Maybe my sacrum getting back into place where it should be anyway. Again, coming back into the figure 4. Right here, we're gonna bring the left knee towards the right shoulder 10 times. So bring it back and push it. So inhale as you bring it, exhale as you push it back. Inhaling and exhaling, that's for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. At the 10 one, like I said, we're gonna take a deep breath. Inhale, exhale, we're gonna keep it here for 3 breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale And exhale. This is where you actually feel the stretching of the piriformis muscle. And slowly coming back. So now that we warm up the hips, we gotta warm up the hamstrings. So let's start with the right leg, flexing the right toes to the right knee, bringing your hands behind your back, pushing against the hand to engage those hamstrings on the right leg. Let's take a deep breath, inhale, and as you exhale, you'll bring it closer to your upper body. Take 2 more breaths here, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. And slowly, we're gonna do the same thing with the right leg. And with the left leg, bending the left toes, flexing towards the left knee, bringing your hands right underneath, behind it, and push against the hands to engage the hamstrings. Let's take a deep breath, inhale. As you exhale, bring it closer to your body. If for some reason you can't straighten out the leg, that's okay. You can bend the knee as long as the hamstrings are engaged. Take 2 more breaths here, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. And slowly we release the left leg. So now we're gonna warm up the glutes. So make sure your stomach sucked in, belly button towards the floor. Tighten your glutes. So we're gonna do a few bridge poses. Make sure your hips are closer. The heels are closer to your glutes. Maybe touching the back of the heels. Bringing your hands into the floor. We're gonna do that for a few times, 10 times. Lifting in, inhale, inhale, lift up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift up again, engaging the glutes. Make sure your glutes are tight. Do that a few more times. Just warming them up, engaging those glutes. All those gonna help us with a really stretch. One of the things that I forgot to tell you is the last pose that the peak pose we're gonna be doing is actually pigeon pose, but I like to be really warm when I do that pose. So the last one, take the deep breath, inhale, we lift up, stay there, hold it there. You continue inhaling and exhaling. Again, tying out the stomach, tying out the glutes, really engaging them, lifting up, maybe a little bit more, and slowly relax. Coming back, let's just gonna rock it back and forth a little bit. Couple times. And I want you to come into cross-legged. Cross-legged, let's start warming up the lower back muscles. So let's bring the right hand behind you. Maybe if I rotate, that will help you a lot. Bring the right hand behind you. Bring the left hand to your left thigh. Let's stretch out the front of the body. Let's take the deep inhale. And as you exhale, turn and look over your right shoulder, way, way back. Whole spine stretching from top to bottom, from the coccyx all the way to your neck. Take a couple breaths there, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. And slowly come back to the middle. Let's take one more breath here, inhale, and exhale. Similar to that, we're gonna bring the left hand behind you. Don't look back yet. Again, just straighten it out, suck the stomach in, chest up, bring your right hand to the left thigh. Let's take the deep inhale. As you exhale, look over your left shoulder, way, way back. Whole spine stretching from top to bottom, from the coccyx all the way to your neck as you're looking back. Take 2 more breaths here, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. And slowly coming back to the middle one more time. Let's take 1 more breath here. Inhale and exhale. So we're gonna come back in all fours for table pose. Hands open up. Fingers, wrists right underneath the shoulders, knees right underneath the hips. Let's do a few counting counts. So inhale as you drop your stomach down, look as high as you can for a cow. Exhale, chin to chest, push the floor away from you, separating the shoulders. Let's do that 5 of those. Following your own breath, inhaling, and exhale as you push the floor away from you and separating the shoulder blades. 3 more of those. One more of those. And coming back into steady table pose. Let's do a little bit more stretching of the hamstrings. So stretch out your right leg, bring it behind you, take it outside the left side of the mat, push your right heel back, and look at the left side of the room as you're pushing your right heel back. Take a couple more breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And slowly coming back to table pose. Let's do the same thing with the left leg. We stretch it out first, and then take it across the body, plant it outside the right side of the mat, pushing the left heel back, looking at the right side of the room. Take 2 breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And slowly coming back into table pose. Let's curl the toes, suck the stomach in as we're gonna begin for our first downward dog of the day. Sucking the stomach in, pushing the hips back. Go ahead and walkie dog. Right, left, maybe bend one knee, straighten out the other one. Maybe move the hips side to side. Whatever feels good for you. Let's take a couple more breaths here, inhaling and exhaling. Let's take a deep breath inhale as we come up into plank. Suck the stomach in, as bend the knees as we push the hips back into downward dog. And let's take 1 breath here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, right leg goes up. Exhale, swing it in between your hands. We're gonna drop the left knee on the floor and reach up to the sky for low lunge, sinking in into the right hip first. Take 3 breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. 1 more deep inhale. Follow with the deep exhale. So we're gonna push hard with the right heel, elevating ourselves up, sucking the stomach in. Grab your left wrist with your right hand, stretch it out first. Take a deep breath, inhale. As you exhale, take it to the right side. Feel the stretching of the left side of the body. We're actually stretching the iliopsoas muscle deep inside your lower body. 2 more breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Bringing your hands down towards the floor. Take your right knee back. Let's drop the chest into the floor. We're gonna do 3-step cobra. Slide your hands outside the mat. Come up to the fingertips. Open out your feet. We begin by lifting the forehead, looking at the stomach. Exhale, looking forward. Third part, suck the stomach in, try to bring the shoulder blades together. Let's do that a couple more times. Warming up the back muscles of the spine, your rectus spine. Inhale, look at your belly button. Exhale, relax, look forward. Third part, suck the stomach in, lift up, and relax. 1 more time. Inhale, look at your belly button. Exhale, relax, look forward. Lift up. Coming back into hands underneath the chest, coming up into all fours again. Let's curl the toes, suck the stomach in as we push back into downward dog. Let's take 1 more breath here. Inhale and exhale. This time we're gonna move with the left leg. Inhale, left leg goes up. Exhale, swing it in between your arms. Drop your right knee on the floor, arms reach up to the sky again. Let's sink into the left hip first. Take 3 breaths here, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale and exhale. And slowly we're gonna push the left heel back again, coming out, straighten out, sucking the stomach in, lifting up, grabbing the left wrist with the right wrist with the left hand, stretching out first, and take your hand towards the left side. 3 breaths there. Inhale and exhale. 1 more deep inhale. Follow with the deep exhale. And slowly hands come to the floor. Take your left knee back. Let's curl the toes, suck the stomach in as we go back into downward dog. Let's take a couple breaths here. Inhale and exhale as we pushing the floor away from you, elevating your shoulders up to your ears. One more breath, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, right leg goes up. Exhale, swing it in between your hands. And reach up to the sky, this time for high lunge. Take one breath here, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. The next inhale, as we exhale, we're gonna bring the left heel in, pointing the left toes in 45 degrees, and getting ourselves into warrior one. Let's take a couple breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And slowly pushing the right knee back, locking the knees. Again, always micro bend if you need to. Palms together if you want to. You can keep your hands here. Make sure your tummy is sucked in. Stretch it up, look forward, and just go down towards the right foot into pyramid pose. Again, you can keep the hands separated together. Maybe come up to the fingertips. Let's take the breath. Inhale. As you exhale, you try to take your forehead towards the knee. It doesn't have to touch, but the intention is there. Make sure your right hip is pushing back as we stretch in the back of the leg. Take a couple more breaths there. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. We're gonna go ahead and bend the knee. We're gonna plant the hands into the floor. We're gonna take the right foot back, take the left foot back, and dropping down into whatever Vinyasa flow you want, maybe low cobra, maybe high cobra, maybe upper dog, is your choice. And let's coming back in all fours and then pushing back into downward dog. Let's take one breath here, inhale, and exhale. This time we're gonna lift out the left leg, swing it in between your hands, and reach up to the sky again, high lunge. Let's take a couple breaths here, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Again, this time we're gonna plant the right heel into 45 degrees, getting ourselves into warrior one. So we start here, sinking into the left hip. Take 2 breaths here, inhale, and exhale. You can always bring the right foot closer, or you can take it a little bit up if you have problems with that. Take one more breath there, inhale, and exhale. Again, you can keep your hands there, bring your palms together, push back, maybe cross the thumbs, and then we go down, sucking the stomach in, go back into downward dog, protecting your lower back. Again, you can bend the knees if you have to, but then push back with the left heel, tuck it into your chest, look at your stomach, touch your forehead to the knee for the pyramid to the left side. Take a couple more breaths here, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Bend your left knee, plant your hands into the floor. Maybe take your right foot back first, then take your left foot back. Again, do your Vinyasa flow, or automatically go to your downward dog. Your choice. Maybe, like I said, this time we do high cobra. And join me back into downward dog. Take one breath here, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, right leg goes up. Exhale, swing it in between your hands. And reach up to the sky, high lunge. We're gonna open up ourselves into warrior two. Okay, here on warrior two again. Pushing down, make sure your right knee is between your middle toes, chest up, head back, and look forward. 3 breaths here, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. We're gonna go ahead and bend the right elbow, pushing the right forearm into the right thigh, bringing your right hand, reaching out with your right hand, bringing over your back. Take it towards the front, palm facing down. Feel the stretching of the whole left side of the body here. Inhaling, exhaling. You can stay here if you want to challenge yourself. You can bring right hand up as well, parallel to the right hand. But don't look down. I actually want you to be looking to the front or looking to the left corner of the room. One more breath, inhale and exhale. We're gonna go ahead and come back into warrior two. Let's reverse the warrior. We're reaching out with your right hand, bringing over your head. Take one breath here, inhale and exhale. Coming back into warrior two, swing the hands towards the floor. Plant your hands towards the floor. Take your right foot back into a plank. Again, you can do Vinyasa flow or automatically go into downward dog. Maybe this time we go ahead with the upper dog. It's your chance. Again, you can do a push-up or automatically go back into your downward dog. Let's take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, left leg goes up. Exhale, swing it in between your hands and reach up to the sky again, high lunge. Take one breath here, inhale. And as you exhale, we open up into warrior two. Again, warrior two, chest up, head back. Look at your left knee between the 3 middle toes. Look forward, take 2 more breaths here, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Again, bending the left elbow, bring your left forearm into the left thigh, reaching out with your right hand, looking towards the right palm. Take it across your body as you're reaching over. Take 3 breaths here. Again, you can stay here or bring the left hand parallel to the right hand. Your choice. One more breath, inhale. Again, don't looking out, look up, maybe right below your armpit. One more breath, inhale. And exhale, we come back into warrior two. Reaching out with your left hand, reaching out with your right hand. Reverse your warrior with an inhale. Exhale. Coming back into warrior two. Swing the hands towards the floor. Plant your hands towards the floor. Take your left foot back into a plank. Again, you can do Vinyasa, go downward dog. Automatically, your choice. And slowly we go back into downward dog. Take one more breath here, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, right leg goes up. Exhale, swing it in between your hands. And reach up to the sky here. Let's open ourselves into warrior two. We're warrior two. We've been here before, but this time we're gonna push hard with the right knee, lifting it out, straighten it up. Preparation for triangle pose. Palms are facing the front. Tummy sucked in, chest up, open up, and just reach back. Turn the upper body down. I like to reach with my left hand first, then my right hand down. And then I like to open my body by leaning against like imaginary wall behind you. Take 3 breaths, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And slowly we come back into warrior two. Let's reverse a warrior with an inhale, bringing it over. One breath, inhale, exhale, coming back into a plank. Plant hands into the floor, take your right foot back. Again, you do another Vinyasa flow or automatically go into downward dog, your choice. And hold it there, one breath here, inhale and exhale. We're gonna do the same thing with the left leg lifts up. Swing it in between your hands and reach up to the sky, high lunge. Open yourself into warrior two. Again here, second breath, inhale, we're pushing the left knee back. Palms are facing the front. Stomach sucking, chest is up, and we're just gonna rotate the upper body. Again, reaching out with your right hand first, reaching down with the left hand. Once you're there, can you turn and twist your upper body back? Really stretching that. That's the best thing, one of the best things you can do for CRX is stretching. One more breath, inhale and exhale. Coming back into warrior two. Let's reverse a warrior. Inhale and exhale. Coming back into warrior two. Swing the hands towards the floor. Plant your hands into the floor. Take your left foot back into a plank. Again, Vinyasa or no Vinyasa as your choice. Chaturanga, upper dog, high cobra, low cobra. We're pushing back into downward dog. Take one more breath here. Inhale and exhale. And this is where we're gonna get to our pigeon pose. Inhale, right leg lifts up. Bend the right knee. Bring your right heel closer to your glutes, opening your right hip. Take one breath here, inhale, and exhale. The next inhale, we're gonna take the right knee to the right knee to inside the right wrist, or pigeon pose to the right side. If you can't do pigeon pose, you can always do deer pose, 290s, leaning forward, or like we begin in class with a figure 4, but this time we're gonna reach and grab the back of the leg and bring it closer to you. So if you're in pigeon pose here, come up to the fingertips, look up, chin out. Let's do a little small back bend before we go forward, and just follow the chin as you're going down. Maybe you drop into the elbows first. Maybe you drop your head into the forehead into the hands. Maybe your forehead goes all the way to the floor. We're gonna be here for at least 30 seconds, so give you a chance. Usually in class, I like to hold this pose for a minute, but again, like I said, because of time here, we only got 30 minutes, just do 30 seconds. And just completely relaxation. Make sure the two hips on one line. I don't want you to be too much to the right or too much to the left. Take a couple more breaths here, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more breath, inhale and exhale. Go ahead and plant your hands into the floor. Let's walk your left knee closer to the right heel. Let's curl the toes as we push back with three-legged dog. Let's make a few circles with the right leg. We cut the circulation of the right leg. Let's get the flow flowing back into the lower extremity. And whenever you're ready, go ahead and plant your right toes into the floor. Maybe you rearrange yourself into downward dog. And let's take one breath here. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to do the same thing with the left leg. Inhale, left leg goes up. Bend the left knee, open up the left hip. Try to get your heel closer to your glutes. Take one breath here, inhale, and exhale. Again, we're gonna take the left knee inside to the left wrist. Again, coming out to the fingertips. And actually, I'm gonna show it to the front. Here, maybe you walk your left back, right knee back, and open out the hips a little bit more. And again, from here, you can get down to the elbows, maybe forehead to the hands, maybe forehead to the floor. And we're gonna be here for 30 seconds, so give yourself some time. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale and exhale. A few more breaths on your own. And slowly plant your hands into the floor. Let's walk your right knee closer to the left heel. We're gonna curl the toes, pushing back into downward dog. Let's make a few circles with it. Plant the toes into the floor. Let's take 3 breaths there as we push back into downward dog, stretching out the spine. Inhale. And exhale as we're pushing the hips back, sucking the stomach in. Again, elevating the shoulders up to the ear. One more breath, inhale. And exhale. And slowly, plant your knees into the floor. Let's go ahead and do the final stretching of the pose. Again, we're stretching the piriformis muscle. So we'll begin where we started with the figure 4. Let's take the bending heel, right knee to the right side. Let's take it across the body. Plant the right heel to the floor. Maybe do, maybe don't. I just don't want the right shoulder to come off. If the right shoulder is coming up, maybe take your right heel back up the floor. The other thing is important. Your left knee is wanna come in towards the middle of your body. Don't let it. Push it back. And if you're pushing it with your hands, never push from the knee, push from the thigh. And stay there, 3 breaths there. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more deep inhale. Follow with a deep exhale. Coming back to the middle, let's switch legs, planting your right toes towards the floor, making the figure 4 with your left ankle into the left right thigh. Again, take deep breath, inhale as you take it to the left side. Take it across the body and to the right side. Again, maybe touches the floor, maybe it doesn't, but again, I don't want the left shoulder to come off the floor. So make sure you stay there, you're looking at the left side. And again, the knees want to collapse to the middle. You want to push it back. Take 2 more breaths there. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale and exhale. And slowly we come back to the middle. Plant your hands into the floor. Let's stretch out the left leg. Bring out the right knee. Right closer to the right shoulder. Flexing the left toes to his left knee. Take a couple more breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Do the same thing with the left leg. Bring it up to the left, interlock your fingers. Take it to your left shoulder. Flexing your right toes. Make sure your right calf muscles touching the floor. Take a couple 3 breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And slowly the final pose, we're gonna just do happy baby pose, grabbing the outside of the feet, move side to side, inhaling, exhaling, inhale and exhale. And whenever you're ready to relax into Shavasana, arms up to the side, palms facing up. Make sure both shoulders are relaxed on the floor. And just completely relax. Close your eye. Let's all take 1 deep inhale. Sigh it out. I was relaxed into Shavasana. You probably want to take at least 5 minutes of asana, like I said again, because of the time constraint here. Just give yourself some time. Close your eyes. And whenever you're done with Shavasana, just come up. Seated position. Let's take a couple breaths here just to finish the class. Palms in the mirror, chest, namaskar. Let's take the deep breath, inhale. Sigh it out. Inhale and exhale. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the class.